This is Mark chapter 9, verses 33 to 37. I don't know if it's point 4 or 5. I lost track, but please look at it in your standard translation and then you can listen to this. They went to Capernaum. When they inside the house, Jesus asked them, "Hey, what you guys they make argue about on the road?" But the guys, they never like say nothing cause they make argue about who the number one guy among themselves, who is Jesus' pet. Jesus sit down and call the 12 guys. He say, whoever like be the first, he got to be last. And he got to help the other guys. Then he take one small kid and put him in front them. He put his arms around the kid and say, whoever take in one kid and make him Jalai Kohana, cause the kid my guy, he take me in and make me Jalai Kohana too. And that mean he taking the one who will send me too and make him Jalai Kohana too. Whoever like be first, he gotta be last. And he gotta help the other guys. It's a life lesson. Hey, my daughter Ruth has been affecting my reputation on another channel. Correcting my reputation, I would say, by telling dramatically idiotic stories, true stories about my misadventures in the past. And it's funny, I have to laugh too, and I feel the proper amount of embarrassment about it. And I told my wife Yuko, Ruthie is wrecking my reputation. And Yuko, she can be snarky. She said, "What reputation? What? Yeah, what reputation indeed." These bad boys, the disciples, what's their motivation in following Jesus? To serve? No. To be served. To sit at his right and left hand when he comes into his glory, to rule, to lead, to be courtiers of the king, royalty, dreams of kingdom royalty. Who's number one? Who does Jesus love the most? I am infected with lifelong self-centeredness. And even though I met Jesus when I was a sophomore in high school, it's only now, to a slight degree, beginning to take hold of me, what Jesus said about himself, that he came not to be served, but to serve and to give his life. So that's really what it's all about. But as a senior in high school, I'm just trying to get ahead of my daughter with this story, okay? I should be the one to tell about me wanting to be number one, thinking only of myself. Well, I was an athlete and I didn't have a date for the winter ball at our high school in Northern Virginia. So I decided to do a favor for a younger girl. She was a sophomore and a cheerleader and, pretty. And I thought we'd be a cool couple. She'd look nice on my arm at the dance. So here's what happened. This girl, let's call her Eleanor. I remember her name, but I just don't want to use it. Let's call her name Eleanor. She agreed to go with me to the dance. And when it was all over and when I was done strutting around and showing her off, I walked her up to her front door and leaned down for the perfunctory kiss, the end of date good night kiss, which I well deserved. I mean, after all, I asked her out, and I showed her a good time, and I bought the tickets to the winter ball, and she owed me that kiss. But she pulled back, and so I actually took her by the shoulders and drew her close to me, and leaned down for the kiss. She bit me on my lower lip so hard that the blood was fountaining and flowing all down over my new white shirt. Oh man, I jumped back. What? Why? Huh? Ow! She said, I hate you, Jay Jarman. Stepped through the door, slammed it in my face, and left me to go home in confusion. When I walked in the door, my mom was still awake, and she said, oh, honey, what happened? I said, Mom, she bit me, and she hates me. Why? What did I do? What's happening? And my mother got me to tell her all about it, and her eyes got steely, just like Eleanor's. And she said, you arrogant, mean young man. You deserved it. Go to bed. My mom. Well, years later, I met up after we were both married to other people. Oh, of course. I met up with Eleanor at a cocktail party, and I said, hey, do you remember? She said, I've been wanting to talk about this for all of these years. I said, why did you bite me on the lip? She said, you deserved it. I said, I know that. I know that. My mom told me as much that night, that very night. Why did you think I deserved that punishment? And she said, because you were the most self-centered person I'd ever met. Do you know, you treated people like doorknobs just to get what you wanted. Okay, Ruthie, you know that story, but I got to tell it. Now look, our salvation is instantaneous when we fall in love with Jesus and decide that we want him to enter our lives and live in our hearts by faith and teach us and lead us and heal us and forgive us. And we want to be with him. It's the relationship that saves us. But our discipleship, our growth in discipleship is very gradual, and unless we can confront our intense selfishness and our unbelievable drive to be number one, we'll never really know what he's all about and how he wants us to be following him.